Alright you guys, back with my 2004 Saturn Vue project. I am going to get rid of this nasty, icky steering wheel that has all this whatever paint they used that has just completely deteriorated and gone all nasty and gross. Leather is decent. It's not perfect. There's a little bit of wear on it. Hard to tell, and if you guys can see that in the sun. There it is. I'm working outside so I can see better, but it's making for glare. Anyhow, picked this bad boy up on eBay. Yay! Decent price too. So I will be doing a swippy swap. And also addressing this. I thought it was here at the wheel, but it's up under there. So I don't know if I'll figure that out in the video or not, but if so, I'll share it. But I wanted to have you guys come along for the ride. First thing we want to do, since we are addressing an airbag, don't want this puppy blowing up in your face. Come to your battery. Disconnect it. Be safe. 8mm was what was the connector on mine. Disconnected it. It's been sitting about 15 minutes now. For good measure, I depressed the brake a few times, so any residual, would obviously be engaged with the brake lights. Help flush any electrical gremlins out of the system. Now, you're going to want to have the key to the on position so that your steering wheel does turn. I was binding a little, so I lifted the just the front end up enough so that the wheels can move on the concrete. If you're on a garage with a smooth floor, that may not be an issue. But what you're looking for to begin the process of the airbag removal is these little indentations here at the back. There's the easiest way to show you. They have inside them clip. There it is. The little clip down in there. Little wire clip. Ooh, too bright. These little wire guys. You're going to want to take a tool, screwdriver. What we are going to be doing is pushing said wire towards the steering column, in this way, this way, this way, on all three of these to release the clips on the airbag. Clips on airbag. I'm assuming it's in here somewhere that these engage. I don't know how, because mine is still attached. This is a spare I got out of the junkyard. Somebody had already done all the work and pulled it, so I grabbed it as just in case. You'll note here, that's for your horn. Don't forget to do that while you're undoing these two guys once everything is free. We'll get to that, but since I had it in my hands. Also, GM was very nice. There is a centering arrow, which is actually going to line up with the bolt when we get to that point. In case I forget to mention it, I'll mention it now. And apparently to remove this, to replace these buttons, if that's what you're in here for, there's your little horn guy. You remove, these are T20s. So you would remove these, and I would assume this whole piece comes out, so you can replace these switches. Or if you were going to replace this, whereas if I ever rebuild mine, I may take that out and actually strip it properly and paint it. But that's neither here nor there. We have a new one, and that's what we're going to use. So let's get to it. The trick is going to be releasing these, getting this to pop out without going back in as you're releasing the others. Now, hard part is for me to see and y'all to see me as I'm seeing what I'm doing. Mirror for me. Let's see. There you go. Again, in. Okay. This side. All right. Go in, push to the center. Oh, there we go. So you're kind of pushing in and down at the same time. And you know it's working because the airbag is Hopping. Okay, finding the hole. I don't know what y'all can see, I'm sorry. And then we are pushing in and down. As you're gonna see this top part here, and I'm working on release. There. Ta-da! That's how that works. But you saw it popped out. So then we're gonna peek around here. There we go. There's our prize. Okay. Gonna want to get him loose. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Sorry for wiggling y'all. Okay, horn done. These little guys, we squeeze. They got little tabbies here. Squeeze, lift up. Okay, and white goes to white. You see white. And other side, pink, pink. Pink has pink, so there you go. You can't screw it up. Now we gently remove the big bomb and set it on the floorboard. You're going to want to disconnect this guy. And if you notice that little line right here. Remember I showed you the arrow that was on our other steering wheel? The arrow right there, the arrow, that lines up with that mark. I hope you see that. I hope that's in focus. Anyway, those two line up so that you know your steering wheel is properly aligned on its splines. Okay? Y'all, on my shoulders. Oh, there we go. Okay. Little metal dilly, squish. Let's see, we're squishing this down. Squishy, squishy. Pull, wiggle. Come on. There we go. Let's say, don't make me look so weak on camera. Now, I've been told from another video that's 21. Let's make sure I don't have an oddball. Now, my vehicle, like I said, 2004 Saturn Vue, it is a V6 car. So, let's do the steering wheel, lock it in place. But because I have the wheels off the ground, I'm going to go and lower the vehicle. Hang on. Went and got breaker bar. Okay, put wheels on the ground to give me a little bit of friction. There she goes. All right. Well, the leverage does make a difference because now me doing it like this, it is a lot tighter. I think somebody said they used red Loctite, so there's that. But other video I watched, we'll see it's a nut with the little threaded nylon nut dealy so that it stays in place. Nylon locking nut. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now again, remember this guy. Lines that up with your arrow. Line it up. Okay, I don't want to get myself hit in the face. We're going to do this the old school Honda way. Okay, that's how we do it with the old Hondas. I don't know if that's the proper GM way. You're probably supposed to use the puller, but hey, it works. I do this stuff in a junkyard. You got to learn how to do stuff. Anyway, you put the nut back on so that as you do that and you pull, you don't like break stuff and snag stuff and punch yourself in the face, you know, all those fun things that can happen. Because see, we've got all this stuff that's going to have to go through that hole there. And if you go to yanking and not paying attention to what you're doing, it's going to be a bad day. Let's get the first guy through. There she goes. And then all the little guys. Okay, that stays with the wheel. See? Okay. Again, see? That's where you're lining everything up. Don't move that. It's your clock spring. If you ever have issues, it could be the clock spring. With your cruise control, at least on the Hondas, cruise control, horn going out, airbag light. Fortunately, that all lines back up. Sorry guys, this is a little difficult with y'all around my neck, but alright, now remember what I said. Line up the spline and the arrow, the spline and the arrow. Spline and the arrow. No. There we go. Fortunately, the clock spring only goes one way in there. Make sure our arrow is lined up. Yeah. In place. Good. Good. We lined up. Maybe y'all can see. I can see. Can y'all see? We're lined up. There it is. See? Lined up. Nut. Ooh. I'm gonna pause y'all while I run. I'm not sure what the torque spec is on this. Probably would have been smart to get that. But considering it came loose with the breaker bar pretty easy, I don't think it's too god-awful. So I'll just go with what I can do holding it with my knees and using the breaker bar. Sorry, holding and torquing slowly. There we go. Alright. This feels good. We're gonna pull this bad boy out. There we go. Only goes one way. Pop. Okay. Push that in. Time for our airbag. Now, remember, pink to pink, white to white. Let's see if that perspective works better. Okay, and our horn, remember, goes down here. Okay, now lining up our prongs with holes. Okay. Yay. All right. Now, let's go reconnect things. Sorry, y'all, I needed two hands. Battery reconnected. Oh. And look, do I still have a radio? I do. Thank God. Because I don't have the code. All right, y'all. Anyway, I had to add a little humor into that, but there it is, nice and pretty. I'll remove the plastic. Hang on.